think led to the Celtics being able to really find a rhythm, especially in that third quarter?
It was the lack of fight, toughness, effort. I mean, from the start, even in the first half, like we just in mud, and we looked like the team that played the second night of back-to-back. They had some players that just out-hustled us, out-toughed us. Across the board, if you bring that juice and energy, you don't really give yourself a chance. So, yeah, they blew it open in the third, but in the first half, we were in mud as well. And I mean, to be at 49-42 or whatever it was, I think that's a score. Kind of lucky to be there with the way we were playing. Overall, as a coaching staff, we should be embarrassed. As the players, out there on the court should be embarrassed, and just overall, it's that time of year, but can't fall into that. You got 4 games left before All-Star break. Some teams are struggling up and down. We've been 8-2 and haven't played our best by any stretch of the imagination, but you got to come out with the right mindset and mental fortitude to push through at this time of year, and we didn't have that from the start.
Boston made 19 threes in the unit, and then individually, Derek White made 6 threes. What were some of the frustrations defensively, especially containing the three-point line?
The fact that he got 14 off and Pritchard got 10 off, way too many. We know what the game plan is. They want to shoot threes. He wants to shoot threes. We want to make them drivers. And the fact that we continue to go under screens or get below the three-point line when we did the exact opposite against them last time, that's frustrating. But like I said, schemes on defense, sets on offense, whatever, if you don't bring the right energy and effort behind it, and let some guys just deny you and take you out of the game, or don't follow the game plan on specific personnel, and those numbers are too high.
Can you put your finger on what you think led to the poor energy and effort tonight? Do you see like a common thread?
Not at all. I mean, we playing a schedule like everybody else. First night of back-to-back, they played last night. Had days off after Indiana, a short, quick shoot-around to refresh some things, but you're conscious of that at this time of year to keep it short and sweet, very specific, and surprising to come out that way for sure.
It seems more and more teams are putting a big man or a center on our man to kind of sag them into the paint to take away the pass lane and driver lanes. From a coaching standpoint, game plan standpoint, what can be done to adjust to that to free up those lanes and get better shots?
Yeah, he's less handling, more playing off ball and screening. So he needs to play with the pace that he can. They're sitting back and don't get baited into the shots they want you to take. If he's handling, we can still get downhill and then find passing angles because the paint is taken away, but we're playing it more off ball. You want to play it more off ball and use him as a screener. And so it takes 2-3 people to do it. Not just him setting screens or moving. Guys got to get open and come up with some pace. He's fast enough, obviously, with the big sagging back to DHO and set screens and hit unders.
How would you assess Reed's current performance in recent nights outside of the make and miss of it all?
Got to be more competitive and not have the slippage he has on defense. Be solid there. I think he started the year off really well and has gone backwards a little bit. And then the shots, that can mask some things. But when he's on a good scoring streak, it kind of balances out. But when he's not, you can't give up as much as he is on defense.
With Kevin and like them face guarding him, took him out of the game for a decent amount. What did you see from him and his struggles tonight?
Got to move, and that's been the game plan with him forever now. I had him in Brooklyn. That's how teams guard him in the playoffs. That's how teams are going to guard him all the time. We did it in Boston, and so that's the pace I'm talking about. We got backdoor plays when they're guarding him that way, or guys got to set screens to free him up with the initial action, but it takes him moving as well.
But with the ejections, was that come from frustration from how the night was going, or what was that?
Yeah, probably both. We played bad, they run bad, in combination.
Hey, Ime, when you look at this team right now, how does it compare to where you were maybe a year ago this time?
The edge is missing. We don't have that on a nightly basis, so we're toughing out wins where we used to be able to kind of lock down and take over games like that. You're just, like I said, going through the motion at times, and put a good quarter, a good stretch defensively, offensively together. But I would say the overall, energy and toughness of the group to start games is not there.
getting closer to the All-Star break and as you guys try and ramp up for this latter chunk of the season, how much do nights like tonight, is it just a one-off or is there something here you need to underline that's to be concerned about?
I mean, we'll see tomorrow, based on tomorrow, if we come out with the right mindset. But, you know, like I said, we haven't put a full, consistent game together in a while. You know, we'll have a quarter or two here and there, and you know, like I said, keeping a lot of games are like the first half was, and then we kind of lock down or make some shots and kind of pull away because we have had really good defensive halves or defensive quarters, but not consistent enough for a full 48. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll see about this overall game because it's probably worst of the year as far as that, but yeah, we bounce back tomorrow.
One more.
I just have a follow-up question to that, to what I asked you before. Why do you think that's the case? I mean, you know what? Why is the fight not there like it should be a year later?
I mean, you know, some personnel went out the door that bring that on a nightly basis. You know, Dylan does that, Fred does that. You know, Steven's out. He's, you know, one of our tougher, you know, energy guys. But we got enough without that. And, you know, you got Amantari, you know, guys that have been around and kind of had that ingrained in the last few years. So just an example of tonight, them getting 20 offensive rebounds and however many loose balls, 50-50 balls. It's like we're sitting watching how many, I've never seen that many balls hit our hands and lose them, and us not getting on the floor and them diving for balls. And so that's just an example of it. You know, those things that we did on a constant in the past, we got to get back to that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.